Well, hello. Yes, it's been a while. Hello, short order. How are you? I'm doing all right. I've been MIA. I understand that. Things have just been a little bit tough for me the last couple of weeks. I just haven't had a desire or the urge to do anything. I just, even sitting here tonight, has been feels like a chore rather than something fun. Yeah, you saw me. I know. I'm trying to work out. I very rarely now even sit on my computer at the moment. I just cannot face my computer at the moment either. So I don't know. I'm a bit off, a bit out of sorts. I don't know what's going on. It's been about 2 weeks. There's been so much that's happened in that 2 weeks that I can't keep up. I'm just sitting here now, just trying to do, because I know that Katie Joy's court case has been adjourned. That decision, and there's been Bruce Lemon's been told he can appeal. Pauline Hanson's been found to racially discriminate another politician that took her to court. Sometimes it's a slog, and the weather and computers, I get brain fog. Look, I must say, with everything that's going on, the last thing I want to have to worry about is what Katie Joy's doing, to be honest. I mean, it's just, yeah. Cool. I know the things you watch, right? Hey, you know how like they've got those ads like for Short Max and Real Short and everything. I've got myself into those love stories. And I'm sort of addicted to those at the moment. I don't pay for them, but I did find that Daily Motion, if you search for the title, you can watch it all. And so I just sit and watch all of those. And it's funny because they've all got similar storylines, but I still wait. So yes. So we've got the Aussie flag flying at the moment. Aussie. So I mean, even editing the podcasts, everything has just been a chore. In fact, it's been to the point where I've sort of had, what are they? What's what? I can't remember. I can't remember what I said. Sure. Oh, what are they? Short films. So there's Real Short, there's Short Max, there's Playlet, there's I don't know. I watched one, and now my Facebook feed and all my media feeds, they're only about an hour long. They feature there's drama box, there's Real Short. The latest Real Short one was hilarious. And what I'll tell you what I've discovered from these little short dramas that they do with the same storylines. None of them ever wear protection because the girl always seems to get knocked up. There's always a villain in the story. It's always a battle. They always break up and then come back together at the end. It's really, there's been a couple that have had where the person's died. One's called Kiss Me One Last Time, and the woman dies. That's actually quite sad. When you're feeling sad, and you watch these, the tears are just flowing. And then they also do these werewolf ones where they transform into werewolves and everything. But it's always, let me just tell you, it's always the poor girl. Oh, okay. I'm only don't, and they are fun to do. Well, in fact, the last one I watched was called. Let me just pull it up because I've got to just resisting. It's called Resisting Mr. Lloyd, right? Resisting Mr. Lloyd.
Oh, can you hurry up with your
right? Resisting Mr. Lloyd, an age gap romance. Yes, it's called an age gap romance. And in that one, it's all about Shein. They only shop at Shein. They only order stuff at Shein. Can you imagine billionaires doing their shopping at Shein? And there is another one that features a model, and they're doing a model show based on AliExpress. Oh, a sugar daddy wouldn't hurt without a lawyer. I would not. Yes, it's always the poor girl, and the guy usually lies about the fact that they're rich too, because they don't want a gold digger, and then they find out that the person's, anyway. They're all very predictable. What a plot twist! I know. Like, you know, pregnant by my ex's dad. Break my heart again. Baby, you had it coming. We are never getting back together. Well, they did get back together. There's variations on the double life of a billionaire heiress. Oh no, I slept with my husband. Some of the titles are hilarious. But you'll find that the storylines are very similar. There's one coming out. One that's coming out tomorrow is called Sleeping with the President. Sleeping with the President. Pregnant and Married to a Movie Star was another one. But the same actors appear in all of these shows, and so there's a guy called, what's his name? He's pretty. Oh, let me just pull him up. They have to be AI, and it's interesting because the subtitles must be AI generated, because often the subtitles are actually incorrect. And what's his name? And they often don't actually say what the subtitles say, which is quite hilarious. Or they've done some ad-libbing or something. Who thought of the president one? It's funny, yes. So some of the titles are very funny. Jared Harper is a guy. He appears in lots of them. He also directs a lot of them as well. I must say, if you like eye candy, they're worth it. For example, so here he is. Let me just show you. If you like eye candy, and you know you want something nice to look at, let me just tell you, this guy is one of the guys that stars in lots of them. So you know you can imagine. I mean, it's pretty tough watching this guy do his stuff, hey. So these are some of his stuff that he's done. His short film. Mainly does he's in lots of short stuff. So yeah. So yes, if you like nice looking guys, you know, or nice looking girls, if you're a guy watching this. And when you watch enough of them, you not only work out the storyline, even when they do their bed scenes, they're all identical. It's really quite funny. Like they've got to have the close up with the hands clasped together. It's hilarious. But anyway, I'm addicted to those at the moment. So yes, so that's what I've been watching a lot of at the moment. So I've just finished. I just finished watching before I came live. Whirlwind Marriage, Mother of Twins, and that was the storyline. There's 3 movies similar to that, where the woman thinks that her babies have died, but her sisters sold them off to somebody who's married the guy that she'd actually hooked up with years ago. And anyway, yeah, so they're all predictable, but nonetheless, they're still quite interesting. So I mean, I would have to say, I would, you know, yeah. So he's been in lots of little, real short stuff. So. But anyway, so there seems to be a big market for those types of movies at the moment. So there you go. But yeah, the president, and I tell you what, the president, and I think it's just the president. You had me. You're coming with me to turn the potatoes. Okay, good, to turn the potatoes. That's good. With our lawyer, so we got short order saving cats. Dealing with fighting cats. Let's see if that works better. See if I'm fully in the range. Yes. So anyway, but you know, I also want to have a bit of a talk about, you know, mental health, because I think that for some reason mine's just, I can't explain it. I don't want to say I feel dead inside, but I do feel dead. Nothing is inspiring me. I'm only really wanting to get up if I actually have to do something, like go to work, an appointment. Like yesterday, I took my son to work and then I came home and went straight back to bed. I struggled to function. My body becomes like, paralyzes itself when it comes time to get up. I don't know what it is. But, you know, we need to talk about this type of stuff because people deal with this every day, and there's nothing wrong. It's not that there's something wrong with you. It's obviously a coping mechanism, and there's obviously something going on deep down, but I just can't pin it. I just want to do stuff. Time to chat to the GP. Yeah, I've had a chat with him. And I'm on the right medication. So I'm actually on the medication that they give to women who are going through hormonal changes for perimenopause, and it's the one that's done for it's the one that they recommend for change of life, mental health issues. So yes, so I've had that chat, but I thought I'd be over it by now, but I'm not. Hello, Gracie Lee, how are you going? So there's so much to talk about. So much. So maybe I need to do a video of my top 5 real short videos. Oh, thank you. My hair's pretty. Yeah, I need to cut. I mean, this is what we call this was a fringe, and I'm trying to grow it out, and I'm actually thinking I might get it cut to the length of the fringe. So I might just get it cut off there and then grow it out again. But it's at that stage now where it gets curly. It curls on its own. Yeah, so I might get it cut. If I get it cut to here, so then it becomes one length again, and then it can just grow out. Because once it hits the ears, it sort of it can take a long time. Joe did it for me. I started perimenopause in my early 40s. Well, that's what he said. He said you could be like this for a very long time. You might not. I mean, I've had stomach cramping. I've had all the symptoms. I mean, I've had a hysterectomy. But I've had the stomach cramping and the nausea and all of that sort of stuff really badly these last couple of weeks. So I think part of it's to do with all the hormonal changes as well. But I'm a bit annoyed with it. Plus, I didn't get any work for the Melbourne Cup weekend. It's all of the next 2 weeks is horse racing, and I've got no shifts for there. So that sort of knocked me a little bit for six. Any itching during the change? Yeah, I might get my skin's itchy. Of course, yep. Anxiety can cause that too. Oh, there's all sorts of things. Yep, and they're all probably linked. So, we have discovered I've got a vitamin D deficiency, but that should be rectified in summer. Yeah. So anyway, we just have to. Hopefully it's just a little bit of a funk, but that's why I haven't been around. That I just cannot bring myself. I just have not been able to bring myself to sit at the computer. I've gone, I've got to go live tonight, and it's just too hard. It's been too overwhelming. So I apologize. Oh dear. So and the other thing I've learned about these real short videos is that the way you get a man is you've got to drug him, have a one-night stand. That's how the women all get their men. So, yeah, hello, Bobby and Gizmo. How are you? So, and I've got the day off tomorrow. I've got no school because we've got a student-free day tomorrow because it's Melbourne Cup Day holiday on Tuesday. We get a public holiday for a horse race. So there's no school on Tuesday. So most schools put Monday down as a student-free day. So there's no school tomorrow. So yeah, we can relax. So let's see what we can catch up with. There's a lot to catch up on and with and to discuss. So it says that there's been a notice, there's a summary setting, January the 6th, 2025, a motion summary judgment, 9 a.m. So it's been moved to January. Now, there's nothing listed there. Now, this is also, where's James Derrick? Oh, I don't. It says, James Derrick. Yeah, okay, no, they're all there. So that this was a date originally set in November, but it's now being set for January now. So emotion. So everything is still active. Nothing's changed. There's been, as far as we can see, there's no correspondence that has been listed to tell us why the date's been changed. Now, sometimes they will move court dates if something is of more importance is coming. If it takes precedence, sometimes things come in, they need to find a date and they'll go, well, this one may not be needed or whatever. So it says reset by the court. It was the original hearing date was the 25th of the 11th. It was reset by the court, and it was reset on the 29th of October. So the fact it was reset by the court may indicate there has been a hearing that has taken, that they need to find a date for that needs that space, and they figure that this one can be pushed back because it's not urgent. That is generally why, but because it says reset by court. So the court has changed the date. It's not telling us. I've not seen anything to indicate that either party has asked for it. It would seem by this to say that the court's done it. And I'm only speculating that judge is needed, that judge and courtroom is needed for another matter. Now, sometimes judges will actually, when they're looking for dates, when they're doing trials or something and they've got to put dates in, it is quite often that they'll move stuff if they need to. As I said, this has been going since the 5th of the 4th, 2022, and we still have nothing, like we're really not progressed very far. So delaying it is actually not jeopardizing the hearing, other than the fact it's going on and on and on. Yes, so remember, Amber did ask for an extension because she was sick. But see, it doesn't. If there had been request by this other party, it would possibly have been put on there, because why would all the other correspondents be there? Thank you, Vidandra. I know, I just keep forgetting to film. I actually have not even been inspired to do Plan With Me's either. This is how bad it is. Nothing, everything that I would do for relaxation has become a chore. I don't know what the issue. All right, so I said to you about politicians suing each other. So this judgment came out last week. So the federal court on Friday found that Pauline Hanson racially discriminated against Maureen Farquhar in angry personal attack tweet. So a judge has ruled that One Nation leader Pauline Hanson racially discriminated against Deputy Greens leader Maureen Farquhar in a tweet. Senator Hanson wrote in her tweet to pay off back to Pakistan after the senator commented on the death of Queen Elizabeth II. So Senator Hanson has been ordered to delete the tweet and pay the senator's legal costs. So the tweet was in response to a post by Senator Farquhar, who commented that she shouldn't mourn someone who she described as the leader of a racist empire. Earlier this year, Senator Hanson gave evidence that she didn't know that Senator Farquhar was a Muslim at the time of the tweet, and her lawyers said the reply had nothing to do with religion or colour. They told the judge the tweet fell within legal exemption, allowing fair comment on a matter of public interest. However, Justice Angus Stewart rejected that argument and said the tweet was an angry personal attack with no discernible comment linked to the issues that was raised. Senator Stewart concluded that the post was anti-Muslim or Islamophobic, and that Senator Hanson's large following empowered others to post similar messages on Twitter. Senator Hanson has a tendency to make negative, derogatory, discriminating, or hateful statements in relation about or against groups of people relevantly identified as persons of colour, migrants to Australia, and Muslims, and to do so because of these characteristics. He taught. So she's I've got to delete the tweet. So she said the ruling outside the court, Ms. Farquhar labelled the judgment as a landmark, historic, and groundbreaking, and it will present. Today's ruling tells us that telling someone to go back to where they came from is a strong form of racism. People tell me to go back where I've come from, and I said, well, back to where? I've lived in so many places. And I only lived 2 years in the place I was born, in country Victoria. She said she did not expect an apology. So apparently she told her to go back to Pakistan, apparently, in the tweet. And apparently that's now racist. And the other one was, the other big thing that's happened, we'll get back to Katie Joy's Instagram and stuff later. So I just have not bothered. I mean, there's only so much of the, I don't know how she can't be affected. I mean, if those of us that follow her get affected, surely she's affected. What a miserable life she must be living, in my opinion. So Lohman was cleared to proceed with the appeal against this defamation hearing. Now, part of the issue is that there was, both sides accepted that there were grounds for appeal. So both sides were saying there were grounds for appeal. So if both sides are saying there's grounds of appeal, the judge really couldn't say then there were no grounds to appeal. If both sides have agreed that there are, they just had different. So the federal court previously heard Mr. Lohman is impecunious and unable to pay the security of costs order. Network's lawyers argued that Mr. Lohman's grounds of appeal were weak and that he did not deserve another day in court. But Mr. Lerman's lawyer, Zali Burrows, told the court the former staff officer had been smashed by the experience. Now, she's an interesting character, Zali. I don't know what her name is. But she has been fighting bankruptcy stuff. There's been all sorts of, and she's actually also a so this was the 22nd of October. That's him and his lawyer. But they were in Tasmania together. So he has to still go to trial for the 2 counts of R to do with in Toowoomba. So then we've got this one, criminal lawyer Zali Barra's case against firm doomed to fail. This was in March. She's been, she said, a fourth attempt to avoid paying her former law firm $12,000 in legal bills was doomed to fail. So she owes them $130,000 in costs, and she unsuccessfully commenced proceedings in the New South District Court alleging professional negligence and breach of contract. Following an appeal in the Court of Appeal, an application for special leave to appeal to the High Court, which both failed, she returned to the District Court to set aside the costs on the basis it was obtained by fraud or bad faith. Burrows is alleged the fraudulent conduct arose from McPherson and Kelly's lawyers, Sydney and McKay Sydney. The office in the middle of the dispute represented itself in the proceedings. So she's trying to get... So she's not, so she owes a law firm she owes money to a law firm, and she's trying to get out of paying it. Now, there are talks that they're trying to bankrupt her. So this is Lawyers Weekly. This is a like a newspaper for lawyers and law students, and it has all the big law cases in the all the hot goss to do with law. So here, fired lawyer who sickened colleagues appeals Fair Work decision. Mainly all about limits on airport hugs. What does contract law say? All of this sort of stuff. There's AI is a very big topic in law at the moment. There's also stuff about, misconduct stuff. So commission findings. Then we've got, so that's there's an explanation in law over the discrimination findings. So often they'll break it down for you, give you the legal analysis on that. Often acquisitions. So there's all of this stuff. Law studied play, consent makes justice a victim. House. And then there's stuff in there about running your own law firm. Lodging obligations would be easier because there's, tax lawyers. So this, and then there's all these, then there's always jobs down here. So there's always, yes. So here's the other big news is that the National Anti-Corruption Commission commissioner engaged in officer misconduct, inspector found. So we have the new Anti-Corruption Commission has already got itself into trouble because they said they wouldn't look at the robo-debt case, but they found that Judge Paul Brereton, the head of the National Anti-Corruption Commission, engaged in officer misconduct amid decision not to investigate 6 referrals. So that decision is being investigated. So there is actually a journal. So there are law journalists. So this is, as I said, this is a publication. This says that I've got 3 free articles. I can log in because I'm a student. I can log in and get it for free. But this is where all the big, this is where a lot of the stuff struck off. This is all about laws. Lerman clears 200K hurdle. So there's a big one up about that. So, yeah. All right. And as I said, AI is a very big one at the moment. So anyway, so that's where we are. Right. So now let's go back to here. I hope you're still all with me. Yeah, you say it's plain handsome. What did you expect? She could have handled it much better than that. Yeah, well, it was. I mean, I found that well, that's the point. Short order, that is the point, and I wish that they, the biggest thing, if they named those secret people, there's a whole section in that Royal Commission that was sealed section which named and shamed everybody that was doing everything wrong. And I would love to know who those people are or were. I would really love to know who those people were so that they could be named and shamed. Okay, wow. It's been a while since I've looked at this. So apparently she's not a journalist on her Instagram anymore. She's a digital creator. Always investigating and seeking the truth behind every story. Now, I was reading that she was getting picked up over everything. So again, it's all about the Browns apparently. Now, I did see some interesting things. Yeah. Now, this is Cody Brown's nephew. Now, Cody Brown's nephew, I believe, realized she was a train wreck and doesn't want anything to do with her, but she's saying that she doesn't have anything to do with him because he's a train wreck. And there were comments under this post, but someone does need to have guts to do something. You are correct, short order. And as what's coming out at the moment in apparently first class, you can get first class tickets very easily by being a politician. You get free upgrades being a politician in this country, apparently. Which I don't think is right. I don't think they should be getting free upgrades myself. They should have to be like everybody else. If you're not traveling, if you're traveling for a holiday, you can do what everybody else does. As far as I'm concerned, you're no different than me. All right, so it says Cody Brown's biggest critic and nephew Benjamin Brown has been making waves on podcasts and YouTube interviews, sharing his thoughts about growing up in polygamy. Benjamin has been outspoken about the narcissistic men in polygamy and claims to be an advocate for women. However, my computer just changed to night mode. In case you're wondering why it just went dark, goes to night mode. However, Benjamin's ex-wife doesn't seem to agree with those online comments. Benjamin spent last week and early this week in court in Utah after his ex-wife filed a petition for full legal and physical custody of their 3 minor children last week. Well, that doesn't mean that he's not an advocate for women. Earlier this year, the court found Benjamin in contempt of court for failure to pay child support, failure to maintain civil and respectful communication with his ex-wife. Benjamin admitted to the court that he willfully was ignoring the court order to pay child support and admitted to being disrespectful and uncivil in communications with his wife. Is she really reporting that? Anybody that's had an ex will know that sometimes it's very impossible to have civil discussions. I mean, I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that. But come on. Well, that's right. I mean, when Gladys Berejiklian can go in and get a job at Optus, right? Yeah, was. So his ex-wife submitted evidence of dozens of disparaging emails and text communications to her from Benjamin. Posts and statements Benjamin made about her online with submitted evidence. I would love to see whether there was any about that she wrote about him. Like I have real trouble believing that it was all one-sided. I'm sorry. I'm just sometimes it's hard with my loving husband to have civil. Right? I mean, the fact that she's just like made a big deal about being disrespectful and not having civil conversations with his ex-wife, like as I said, there's a reason why there's the word ex. I'm actually quite surprised when people have civil conversations with them. Actually, it's anyway. Concerns over Benjamin's drug use at Burning Man were also presented as evidence. His lack of employment and willfully not working was also presented. Isn't he a podcaster and YouTuber, aka journalist? These appear to be concerns by his ex-wife that Benjamin is a narcissist. There appears to be concerns by his ex-wife that Benjamin is a narcissist, and statements and posts he's made about narcissism were introduced in court. Inappropriate for the kids. Videos Benjamin had his children film were also evidence at the trial. Nothing criminal, just content too mature for kids. Huh? Wait on. Did he make videos featuring his kids with mature? What? No, this isn't making sense. Recently on social media, Benjamin stated that he wanted to start a fake church for ex-Mormons and designated himself as the new prophet. His apparent erratic behavior has made his ex-wife seek full custody of the kids to shield them from his behavior. He may have been joking. Benjamin admitted to numerous claims of contempt. He fought against the custody change. After a 2-day trial, both sides are to write an order to the court, and the court will decide. Based upon earlier rulings, leaving the cult is hard, but when advocating for others. Now, she says here, but after a 2-day trial, both sides are to write an order to the court, and the court will decide, which means the judge has said, go away and talk about it and let me know what you want to do. And if you can't agree, I'll tell you what to do. Essentially, that's what the judge is saying. Sort it out yourselves. Like, this is a waste of my time, in my opinion. This one, apparently, Christine Brown's attorney represented David Woolley in multiple dismissed divorce cases against his late wife. So now she's trying to say that she's named her the attorney that Christine's had, and that he also had represented David Woolley. Apparently, they filed for divorce 4 different times. David filed 3 times, and the ex-wife filed once. Each case was dismissed without prejudice. Maybe, again, they were told to sit down and talk. Apparently, she overdosed. Margaret had harsh words for David, and she wrote, "You took everything and anything good in me and broke it with your controlling, manipulative ways. Please be a better father than you could ever be as a husband." At the time of the publication, sources close to David discounted the accusations by his late wife, telling the Sun he believes it's a no and that is all. So he, yes, but he raised 8 kids. So, he's a single dad. And again, maybe he has changed. I mean, whether or not to talk about people's past is a bit silly because everybody has a past. There's not one person that can look back in their life and say, I'm just so proud of everything that I did with my life. You imagine if they had social media back in our day. We'd be in trouble. We'd be in lots of trouble if there was social media back in our day. Oh boy. KJ can. Oh, but the only person's past you can't talk about is hers, remember? Her past is taboo. You can't bring up anything that she's done in her past, but it's okay for her to talk about everybody else's. So a video I uploaded 2 weeks ago was falsely copyright struck by the daughter of the prophet of the Apostolic United Brethren. Dave Watson's daughter struck my channel and claimed the video contained her copyright. I filed an appeal with YouTube and countered the claim. My counterclaim was accepted and the video was restored to YouTube last night. It's only had 97,000 views. Being an anti-polygamy reporter, now we're back to being a reporter, does not make me popular with active members of the AUB and sometimes ex-members. Some ex-members remain loyal to their families inside and have complex trauma that makes it difficult to fully let go of their indoctrination. Nothing that I report about polygamy is false. What I report about are the facts without sugarcoating those facts. The AUB is a dangerous cult that is actively harming women and children by using a fake religion to control and coerce members. That's a big statement there. Isn't that the same allegation she's put to Shin? This video can be watched, and I did not violate any copyright. I reported facts about the situation. I shared that Dave Watson is a bad person and that has been accused of fraud, child abuse, CA, DV, and covering up for former prophet of an alleged pedo. Christine and Janelle should never be told to seek a release from men that cover up child SA and a women. Link for videos in my shows. Cat's gone back home, short order. The cat's gone back home. That was the other thing. Every other time I wanted to come online, that stupid cat was sitting on my computer and I just did not want to fight with the cat. Oh, it was I said to my daughter, painful thing, and now I'm missing it. Yeah. Because she just a trash reporter. Yeah. Now, I did say something on Jill's Twitter post the other day. Oh yes, this was it. This is an excerpt from her book, which I thought. Now, this is from Jill's book. This is an excerpt because she's promoting her book because she says if you're wanting to look at Christmas presents. I'm just going to make this full. But I read this and I thought this was very interesting. So this is an excerpt from page 12 of the book, Counting the Cost by Jill. As a young child, I never experienced my parents as overbearing or domineering. Instead, in my young eyes, they were loving and fun and wonderful as any girl could hope for. At the end of each day, they'd write us notes, affirming and encouraging us for whatever we'd done well that day. Being kind to a sibling, working hard at our schoolwork, making extra effort to help out. I never felt the need to push against these rules, and I never found either of my parents restrictive or constraining. If anything, I was grateful for the boundaries they laid down for our family, even though I knew my parents were powerful and able to protect us. I was aware that there was a world beyond the land we lived on or the used car lot that Pops owned. And that world, as they reminded us over and over, was full of dangers and temptations and traps. Out there, my parents' protection could only go so far. So that was her book. Now, that actually sounds very interesting. It's one daylight savings time. Wow. So, yeah, we're on daylight savings time. So that's why all of our times aren't lining up. So, but that's a very interesting perspective. I mean, that's not what that does not sound like. It sounds like that is they're doing. The parents were doing we're doing okay. Halloween was 8:47. Yeah, it's 8:47 here too. So they did Halloween. Their little mousy. And they apparently voted. So, and of course, it became a religious debate. Anyway, a political debate. But the point is that they did vote, so they voted, and that's in Australia. It's compulsory. We don't get an option. We actually have to vote. Like it's compulsory, otherwise you get fined. My cat Tiger Lily woke me up. So, yeah. Even the local council elections we had to vote for was compulsory. I can't remember them being compulsory. I don't know. Someone told me that they've been compulsory for a while. I don't remember that. But I didn't know anyone. They've just changed all the rules for councils here. And I knew none of who I was voting for. The people I wanted to vote for weren't in my area. She's been renovating her house. Wow. I have to say, Jill seems to be the most I don't want to use the word normal, but she comes across as being the most normal of them all. But and I think I missed voting at one of our council elections. Yeah. Oh yeah, so they've got the their website's called the Dillard Family. So they have a website here. That's right, they've got 3 boys, don't they? So they've got a family blog, and their blog. They've not really done a lot. Last year, they haven't really done anything since they lost the girl. And then they've got recipes. Oh, what have they got? Sausage balls, homemade kombucha, dried oranges and cranberries, Christmas decor. And he's coming across as very normal on YouTube. Oh, really? Has Yana been doing, is it Jana or Yana or whatever her name is? I don't know. I can't pronounce it. Life Matters. Oh. So this is like been a while. So there's that one. And then get the book. So you're saying, yeah, I know. What's her married name? I mean, she hasn't said anything much about. Oh, that's right. She's Wiseman, isn't she? Good luck to her. But remember, well, who's looking after the kids now that she's left? Good luck to her, is what I say. Oh, they're nice pictures, aren't they? 1 month anniversary. That was the other. That's another Doug. That was at the Jason and Maddie. It's another Duggar wedding. There's some Duggars. Oh yeah, the photography looks really good, doesn't it? Jace Duggar. He's a musician. He's a coffee addict. Right, yeah, apparently he's a coffee addict. Good luck to him. Oh, look at that, his proposal. Oh. He reminds you of reminds me of his one of his brothers. So there you go. He put, oh, it looks like a nice proposal. Dug a proposal. So this is he's an outdoorsman, coffee addict, musician. So there you go. Oh, he's got workouts here. Oh, really? That doesn't give me much. That's not much at all. Oh, come on, that was very disappointing. Oh, so anyway, so what else has been going on since I've been gone? Here's something you might not know. Do you know that the horse racing horse racing, they run around a circle, right? Do you know Melbourne and Sydney, the horses run in opposite directions? Did you know that? So Sydney in Darwin, we run the same way as Melbourne. Yes, so in New South Wales, they run clockwise. In Queensland and New South Wales, they run clockwise. And in Victoria, South Australia, Tasmania, West Australia, and Northern Territory, they run anti-clockwise. Yes, Melbourne Cup Day is on Tuesday, hence why I've got snow school tomorrow. Because what they find that if their kids go to school on Monday, then they have well, the thing is, Bo, apparently the story goes it's a rivalry between Melbourne and Sydney. And so whatever Melbourne did, Sydney had to. So when Melbourne, they decided that if Melbourne was running anti-clockwise, well, because New South Wales can't do what Victoria does, they ran clockwise. So there you go. And I did not know that. I just assumed they all raced in the same direction. But there you go. I learned something. I actually learned that listening to the podcast, actually. Listening to Matt Hill, who is currently Australia's #1 race caller, talking about horse races. And so he discusses why this is the case, and why this happens. And then tomorrow, Greg Miles, who was the race caller before Matt Hill, is doing an interview as well. So doing the podcast. So I've got a couple of racing ones, race callers. So yeah. Now, I have to also talk about the what did you guys think about the ice cream, the Golden Gay Time? I mean, as I said, it's a purely Aussie thing. When we talk about having a gay time, a Golden Gay Time. So, look, they've tried to change. People have tried to get it changed, but So this is called the gold. It was called the Golden Gay Time, and this is the birthday. You love the gay time. I loved the thing that kept cracking me up was this line down here. It says 4 delicious chances to have a gay time. Only 4. 4 delicious chances to have a gay time. So, in case you're wondering, this is the Golden Gay Time. I used to go roller. I always liked to do the opposite reverse direction escape. Yeah. All right. So there's nothing quite like it. Enjoy your Golden Gay Time, an Aussie classic, with its delicious combination of smooth, creamy ice cream and delicious biscuit crumb. So most people know the original in Australia, but now they've got the vanilla malt shake and the plant-based. So you can now get the Golden Gay Time choc oat multi and you can get plant-based and the Golden Gay Time vanilla malt. I know. So the Golden Gay Time, it's a combination of toffee and vanilla flavored ice cream, dipped in scrumptious choc coating and covered in delicious biscuit pieces. Yeah, I don't want a plant-based one. So yes, so it's toffee and vanilla flavored ice cream, dipped in chocolate and covered in delicious biscuit pieces. I reckon it's that toffee. I think it's the toffee that does it. I thought it was hilarious. As I said, people have tried to change it, but they've been holding out, and it is still a very popular. It's one of their most popular ice creams, and we get lots of jokes about it. You know, on my son's birthday, I said to him, "You got 4 chances to have a gay time," and he just looked at me. They were special ice creams. You got one if you behaved yourself. Correct. Yes. So this was birthday cake flavored ice cream dipped in delicious chocolate and covered in the first ever multicolored crumb with pink, blue, and yellow vanilla biscuit crumbs. Yum. I have to say they were nice. And I was going to eat one live and show it to you. I haven't tried the Golden Gay Time Choc Oat yet, but Choc Oat is a brand of chocolate milk. So it's a oak-inspired ice cream center dipped in mouth-watering layer of chocolate and smothered in Golden Gay Time's famous delicious biscuit crumbs with a chucky twist. Nice. They've got the nutritional information. We don't need to worry about nutritional information. I'm not interested in it. But tell me about the plant-based. What? So it says Australia's favourite ice cream for over 20 years is introducing the vanilla malt shake. Between World War I and World War II, Edwin Ted Street, with the help of his wife and brother, laid the foundations for what would become Australia's ultimate biggest and best-known ice cream manufacturer. Street's ice cream was made initially in the back shed by Ted Street. Well, Buffalo Bill's is another ice cream of theirs. Yes, if there was no gay time, you got a Buffalo Bill. Correct. On the Magnums. There we go, Buffalo Bill. I had one of these recently. The Buffalo Bill. Again, an Australian icon. Buffalo Bill is a blend of strawberry, chocolate, and caramel ice confection with a bubblegum nose and a bullet through his hat. He's shrunk in size. I had one of these recently, and I didn't really. Oh, there you go, the Aussie Classics one. So you get the paddle pop, and you get the Buffalo Bill. And his nose was always red. There was none of this green garbage. His nose was always red. It was always red. Paddle pop or the gay time. the Viennetta. I was looking for a Viennetta the other day and I couldn't find them. So this is really nice. Oh, gee, this is making me hungry. So the Calippo, Splice, Viennetta, Golden Gaytime, Paddle Pop, Blue Rhythm, Cyclone. Magnums are nice. Calippo, which is and then the Cyclone. Like this one, I think. It's like an ice thing. It was. The Viennetta was always, a birthday was always, you could get that on your birthday or it was like a really big, the Cornetto. The Cornetto is like is like a drumstick, but not quite. A bit different. And the Magnum. They've got some different ones now. What's with this vegan or almond? Dairy free. No, don't ruin it. I must say, I do like the Magnum peppermint bars. Oh, paddle pops. My favorite paddle pop was always the rainbow paddle pop. And do you remember when you used to have to collect sticks to win prizes back in the day? So they have banana, rainbow, chocolate. Banana. Was short of Viennetta was always the dessert after a special roast. Oh, but you're always special. And the thing about the Viennetta, it could be sliced into many slices. So you can get paddle pops now. They're the paddle pops, but again, they've changed them a bit. You like the Weiss bars? These, you had these if you wanted to be a little bit healthier because they were a little bit more healthier. Because it's like it doesn't look like a traditional ice cream, but it's founded in Toowoomba, New South Wales, Toowoomba, Queensland, by locals Wes and Val Weiss in 1957. So they now owned by Streets. Oh, macadamia mango ice. Oh, that sounds nice. Oh, gee whiz, I'm going to making me want to go shopping again. Go to shops again. Whenever I see the Magnum, I always think of Magnum PI. Showing my age there, right? But yeah. So, yeah. So there has been controversy over, as I said, the gay times. So, as I said, in 1920, Edward Street started. He began churning frozen custards in his back shed. He'd sell frozen treats to his neighbours. Word spread, and soon he used a cart, then a 1-horsepower motorbike to sell his ice creams. Today's Street's ice creams include Magnum, Paddle Pop, Blue Ribbon, made in a factory at Minto and sold throughout Australia and New Zealand. On any given day, we make about 200,000 litres of ice cream, which is the equivalent to filling a couple of backyard swimming pools. Where's Minto? The moustache. Well, he's still got the moustache too. Oh, Minto, here we go. It's in a suburb of Sydney. See if we can find it. Anyway, we're doing a bit of... You would not be able... You would not... You would get into so much trouble, wouldn't you? Is that it there? So here it is. Its address is Magnum Place. Look, it says their factory at 2 Magnum Place. Like, is that deliberate or not? So it's a factory, obviously, that does a variety of different brands there. So these are all the brands that are made out of that factory streets. So yeah, so this is from this one place. This one place. Yeah, it's yeah, it says Magnum Place. I just love it. Anyone that knows me knows that I find that type of stuff hilarious. It would be because I think all this is in Minto with Worst Way. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Oh dear. Is that Woolworths Place? Oh, it's funny, isn't it? All right. Is there anything else to talk about? I mean, I know that people are still talking about Gypsy. Oh, the Menendez, because she got onto the Menendez, and I did have something to say about that too. Now, have they got a resentencing date yet? I thought I would. Oh, I've just come across this wiki. What is it called? A wiki fandom. So it's wiki. Whatever this is, Wikitubia, the YouTube wiki, without a crystal ball. I haven't read this, so let's have a look. Katie Joy says her name and her age, and says her date of birth, also known as Without a Crystal Ball, covers a variety of topics, including reality TV, celebrity gossip, trending news, crime, personal vlogs, and more. The channel is most well known for the coverage of Christian fundamentalists, especially fundy families such as the Bairds, the Schofields, and the Duggars. Oh, look, it's got there. You can follow her on Twitter. Katie's channel doubles both as a news and a commentary channel, where she gives updates on famous celebrities who are Christian fundamentalists and gives her own take on it. Her most famous videos are about the Duggar families. I have to do a UFO Australia special one night. Her most famous video, she loves reality shows and drama. She often wrote as a journalist for Pathos. Her excessive reporting on celebrities caused Amber Portwood to threaten to sue her. Her earliest content was about infant children and lives that were disabled or unfortunately died. Then she moved on to talk about celebrities who were young mothers themselves. Katie is a mum to her son with her husband. So her first video was a statement from Emily from the Free Birth Society. Most viewed. She's got a channel trailer. There you go. Isn't that interesting? It says this article is incomplete. Okay. So she did do one here about, what did I say she did one as about? Or did she take it down? Oh, no, here we go. Menendez. She changed it, and she also deleted. You'll see that it was edited a week ago. Now, for the record, what I'm going to state is that I think with what we know, in my opinion, the crime was too hard. It was too harsh. My opinion, okay, for what it matters. To not being able to have parole at the ages that they were, I think was unjust. We're considering that we know a lot more now. You have to bear in mind when they were convicted, all those, was it 30 odd years ago or 20 years ago, whatever, SA or crimes against children by parents were not ever taken into consideration. Now, one thing that Katie Joy posted, something that really annoyed me, and she said, and I'll have to find it on I think Miss Balls had it on her X page, but she said, I was AR'd and SA'd and I've never committed a crime, as if to say what she went through was the same as what the boys went through. There's no comparison. They had it for years and years and years, every day. And it's only natural that after there becomes a point where you reach that point of no return. And for me, and so I would expect that at some point in time they would have retaliated out of human nature. That's what we do. We get to a point where, oh wow, oh okay, there's other stuff here that we haven't seen. All right, there we go. The Menendez there, that's right. She deleted her Menendez post because she was getting lots of backlash for it. So oh, do you remember that? I remember her saying something like that. We forget the Menendez case is about KJ and her opinion. Correct. Do you remember that? How smart Von is, knowing that Mummy Pumpkin is going through something. Yes, that's right. I thought, if I have truly felt, they probably won't be released and become influencers for profit. Hang on, where was it? Oh yeah, here we go. Is this it? Their father was very powerful. I think their father would have had them. They were at the age of 6. Because I'm right, maybe report the truth. Saying that you've been AR'd and yet you still support the R is over victims is not flex you think it is. I still believe the jury got the case right. They are guilty of murder. I cannot control the resentencing. I'm a victim of R and SA and have never killed anyone. She stated that. She put that in a comment, right? That's what she said in a comment. I was a victim of, and I've never killed anybody. I haven't changed my position. Being a victim of SA isn't an excuse to kill anyone. I'm a victim of R and SA by an intimate partner, and I never killed anybody. But here's the thing. Did she have it from childhood? No. If this had been going on since childhood and she snapped, it'd be a different story. She also had a go about Austin Forsyth not letting his wife. There was some ranting about she kills our souls, about postpartum depression. And I heard some of that, and she was very open about it. She never once said she didn't seek treatment or get help. She just talked about it. Remember when Katie bragged about her whole chest that she'd been granted a summary hearing for judgment? Too bad. Word on the curb is that Amber L's claim KJ was privy to the depot's silly little protective order they have. So apparently, yeah. So this was interesting. Miss Balls shared this now. It says, to the petitioner respondent named above based on the petitioner's request, the court makes the following order. The harassment restraining order issued on the 28th of June 2024 against the above named respondent is dismissed. So it says Catherine Mansky Paulson and Obo, minor child, versus the other person. So there you go. So I don't know, based on the petitioner's request, but I think, I'm not sure whether, all right. Cancel Jill and Derek Dillard. This is disgusting and racist, apparently. Garbage and garbage lady. What? For years, I've stood beside and championed the daughters of the Duggar family. However, I can no longer support any member of this family due to their hateful ideology. Earlier this week, a Trump rally in New York, Magna comedian Tony Hinchcliffe opened a rally by going off on a racist rant about Hispanic Latino immigrants into the United States. He then took aim at Puerto Rico by saying there's a lot going on. There's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. I think it's Puerto Rico. Biden responded to the joke by calling Trump supporters trash for supporting hateful ideology and racism. Since then, supporters of Trump's and these racist ideologies have been wearing trash vests to rallies and sporting garbage bags. Or trick-or-treating with their kids. Jill Dillard wore a trash vest while Dillard sported a trash bag with the letter that said garbage with a USA stamp. This is completely against everything my platform stands for and the inclusion I endorse. I have a bachelor's degree in Spanish studies with a major in Latin American culture. I studied abroad in Spain. My very best friend from the program is a Puerto Rican. Wait on. What's this Latin American culture? Hang on. So she says, I have a bachelor's degree in Spanish studies. So she hasn't Spanish studies with a major in Latin American culture. I studied abroad in Spain. My very best friend from the program, what program, is a Puerto Rican. What program? Biden's statements calling Trump supporters trash is wrong. However, it's truly gaslighting and manipulating to turn his comment into Trump making Trump the victim. No campaign should be singling out minority populations, liking them to garbage. That's racist, period. Biden responding to that doesn't change the racist undertones of Trump's entire campaign. Jill Dillard has seemingly gone off the deep end, and I patiently remain silent as she lied at 16. She lied that a 16-week miscarriage was a stillbirth. Jill did not have a stillbirth. She had a 16-week miscarriage, and she likely received health care to help her end the pregnancy. This is health care that many in Arkansas are being denied due to abortion laws. There's no room for lies, hypocrites, or racist hate. Jill Dillard has learned nothing since leaving her cult, and her district attorney husband should be fired from his job for promoting racism. What has the miscarriage got to do with? Why bring that up? I must say I had no idea what that was, to be honest with you. So all right. So I just thought we'd go back to here. Oh yeah, so this is
the pumpkins, and that's the fifth episode.
Here we go.
He's like, check this out. He's like, these are the pumpkins, and that's the family. And I was like, well, who is that? And he goes, well, that's Daddy and the kids. And I was like, why? Where's the mommy? And he goes, mommy's over here, and she's going through something. just going through something. Mommy's over here going through something.
You get something stuck in her eye.
She's got something stuck in her eye. Mommy's over here just going through something. Check this out. He's like, these are the pumpkins, and that's the family. And I was like, who is that? And he goes, well, that's daddy and the kids. And I was like, why? Where's the mommy? And he goes, mommy's over here and she's going through something. She's just going through something. Mommy's over here going through something.
You get something stuck in her eye.
She's got something stuck in her eye. Mommy's over here just going through something.
So I wonder he didn't say mummy's in her room on her computer. So anyway, that's essentially what's going on there. I mean, yeah. So I think for them to be resentenced, I mean, look, they're resentencing what's her name, Chris Lee. You know, they don't get it right all the time. And don't forget, as technology comes as well, yeah, mummy has a big staph infection in her eye. So, and Miss Ball says she's been eerily quiet on an OG. No more Spanish Red lives. She's only making Sister Wives content, which is interesting. I think and the fact she mentioned she could really mess up her case. Amber wasn't too happy when she heard about it. So, eerily quiet. No, and that's right. And she hasn't even addressed the TRO. She has not even addressed that it's not done. I think she thinks it's cute that it's only saying on there. Well, I mean, that's essentially what he's saying, isn't it? He's saying that he never sees his mum. Yeah. Anyway, based on that, I'm going to head off. I think I'm going to head to bed. Hopefully I can wake up tomorrow with some spring back in my step, but as I said, I just feel, don't want to use the word dead, but I feel really dead, or I don't know, just maybe joyless. I just feel yuck. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, if you could do me a favor, hit like and subscribe, and I will speak to you hopefully sooner rather than later. I know it will pass. I'm just waiting for it to pass. It needs to pass. I'm a bit sick of it, actually. A bit sick of it. And I'm getting the Grinch on. I think I'm going to be a Grinch this year at Christmas time. It's just the year's just gone too fast, and I just want it to slow down. I just want to enjoy it. Talking to our boss here and listening to you out of one ear. So, yes. So, watch the replay. As I said, those little short videos, I'm addicted to at the moment. If you want to know my takes or my reviews, I can watch one. I can tell you about them. Because I've got them all. I don't know how, but one of the, I think Real Short has actually put reminders in my calendar, believe it or not, to tell me when they're all being released. And Sleeping with the President is available tomorrow on, so yes. And then the secret of my $1 billion marriage, and it says after cancer, I turn in. So yeah, but there's some really sad ones. There are a couple of really sad ones. The one I just watched was Mr. CEO Samantha only has 3 months to live, And that one, he was really cruel to her. And then they were going off to watch the prison sleep with each other. That hasn't come out yet. It better be worth it, because that one was really was quite sad. But in both of those, in some of those cases, the man's realized the woman was the right person when it was too late, and they didn't treat them right. But as I said, what the main plot of all of these is that there's people always can get those drugs that you can drug people to make them go and do stuff with other people. Every room has surveillance. Every room has surveillance because they always get caught on surveillance. The woman that ends up with the billionaires, usually a broke woman with an awful stepsister or stepmother, or has a really weird family. No one comes from normal families. And they're all designers and jewelry makers, and they all marry billionaires. I want a billionaire. Oh, and you got to go to strip clubs and nightclubs to pick up these guys, by the way, because that's where they all go. No one goes anywhere normal. So, what's this one? Oh, EKC. I haven't seen. She told me that EKC said that this is hilarious. This is Katie with the glare up. Maybe just this has to be my last one before we go. So this is EKC has shared this clip. She found this hilarious clip. Let's have a listen.
I know this is petty. I know. But as a man, I got to tell you. Somebody has sex with her. That's mind-blowing to me. Like somebody finds her arousing.
To explain why to the economy,
mind-blowing.
I'll use the
Like I could never be a mental health professional because I would be so engaged in trying to understand the carrot in front. That's fucked up. It's just, and I'm always going after the carrot. You know what I mean? Like that's somebody touches her. I know that's fucked up. I know that's fucked up. But dude, I'm just saying, as a man, I'm like, I can't, and I take pride in being a sexual man. You know what I mean? Like, and I can't find any sexually redeeming qualities about this woman at all. And as men, this is what we do. Listen, some of you guys are right where you look at a woman and that know that we're like this. Okay. Having said that, looking at this woman, I'm shocked that somebody touches her. I'm blown away by it. It's like somebody gets aroused when this person is like talking dirty and I don't even want to think about it. It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Boom, I deleted it. Can you get a comment deleted? Watch, I'll do it right now. Boom, I deleted it.
See what I mean?
I know.
See what I mean? Tim knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm so judgmental. I'm so judgmental. I can't wait to be more judgmental. Sarah Edwards, you're the Karen.
Dude, K. Rochelle,
no.
Listen.
Okay.
K. Rochelle.
Oh boy, that was gold. But doesn't he suffer from dysfunction though? He suffers from dysfunction, doesn't he? So he doesn't. That's what he says. You reckon that's just an excuse? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh. Oh. Oh boy. So I think that was a good way to end, hey? At the first, I'm thinking, who's he talking about? It took a little bit to work out that that's who he was talking about. Anyway, yeah. Oh boy. Oh. And that's not the image. I'm going to have to go and watch something else now because I don't want that to be the last thought I have before I have to go to bed. So I'm going to go. I think I might have to go have a shower and wash it all up. wash all the dirt off. Oh boy. Oh, that was funny. All right, I'm going to go now after that. Oh, I want that image in my hands, Joe bleaching. Yes, I'm going to need the bleach. I'm going to go, maybe that would do it. Maybe if I put the bleach in my ears, it might clean out my head. Oh dear. Anyway, I will catch you next time. Bye for now.